Welcome back, everyone, to the Electric Coaches channel. And what I've done was I've taken the base that you have seen in the previous video, the ITZ base. I have taken that base apart. I disassembled it. And here are the prongs. And here is the control dial and the cover and the rounded front that goes with the base. I basically took the shell and I used my file to finish those holes. I wanted to open those holes a little bit more so I can get a better seat for the prong to fit into. You remember how in the last video I talked about the prong fitting in the holes here at the bottom and the top of the base, or the front or the back. All right, so I'm going to put my heated pliers on these prongs, and I'm going to run test the base again to see if we can get more out of this base. That's what tweaking is all about. It's about taking the base out the pack and working with it until you get the maximum performance out of it. I have my warm pliers here. Just took them off the coffee mug warmer. And I'm gonna touch the pliers. Yeah, they're nice and warm. I'm set them back on the warmer for now. Now, normally off camera, I will hold my prong like this with my fingers. But for the sake of the camera, I need to use these pliers to grip the prong so that you, the viewer, can see what's going on with it. So now, there it is. Has the prong right there. And this prong, by the way, came from the front of the base. So I want to maintain that integrity. These prongs right here, they came from the back of the base. And offline, I put my warm pliers on those prongs already. I haven't touched these prongs yet with the pliers. So I'm going to reach over, grab my pliers here, test, make sure they're not too hot. Okay, and I'm going to lay the pliers on the prong like so. Now, when you warm these prongs, remember I said earlier in the last video, it's going to cause the prong to shrivel if the pliers are too hot. Okay, so that one's done. So I'm going to put my pliers back on the coffee mug warmer here. So we did this one already. We're not going to go under the microscope. Just going to show you the prong right here on the camera. Okay. You see it. It's not melted. It's not curled. It's got a slight lean to it, which is okay. It's going to help us establish which direction we're going to set this prong back into the shell. So these prongs have already been done with the hot pliers. So while we're waiting for our pliers to warm again so we can hit this prong, I want to test the sizing of the holes in my in the shell of this base. And I have my control dial here, so for right now I could put it in with my hand, by hand, and I could check the seating, if you will, of this dial. I just want to set them in there, and if you look close, they are well seated. And remember how I said you turn the base, this is the bottom side of the base. And if you turn it upside down, those knobs will fall out. So when you handle your base, you want to keep it, you want the bottom side facing up so your parts don't fall out. Let's check the dial. Let's check our the dial on our prongs here, and let's see what type of contact we have. Now these dials, by the way, were the back of the base. So I want to check how fluid they move inside the frame of the base. Okay, that hole is pretty good. I'm going to put this dial in, and I want to check the movement of it. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. They're not aligned yet. I haven't put the control dial in yet. But if you look close, you can see the dials sit very flush in the base. That's what you want when you by clearing out the flash in those holes. See, you can get the dial and the control knob to fit flush inside the shell of the base, thus improving performance. Let's check our pliers. Okay, they're warm. I'm gonna set them back down. Gonna get our dial again, our other dial. And again, I don't want to hold it with my fingers because I don't want to block the camera. So again, gonna get our grip pliers here and make sure we got a good grip on this prong. Grab it again. There it is. Okay, remember, you don't want to squeeze too hard because then you'll cut right through the plastic. So I'm gonna reach over, grab my warm pliers, test it. Yep. Ready to go. Touch the prong, smash it. And you don't have to bear down really hard. You don't want to you don't have to squeeze too hard on this prong. Okay. Heated pliers were applied here. Just want to move my finger across that prong. Yeah, it's nice and soft. Lay it down. Now mind you, when the plastic is still warm, it's going to grab the board a lot easier. It's going to have more tact, and that can give you a false reading when you test the base for resistance and speed. So you want to give those prongs time to cool off, so that way you can get the most accurate reading possible when you test your base out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the base together, and we'll come back. We're going to run this base and see what type of results we got. I now have the base reassembled, and I put it on a figure that I got from Warren Jefferson. I intend to make this base a lineman, by the way. I want it to be a guard maybe. So I want to weigh it real quick. So total, this figure and base comes in at 4 grams. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. This player is eligible for tournament play on a 4.0 scale. Now we got that. Let's move our scale out of the way. We're going to test run this guy. Let's see how well he moves. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that already. I like it a lot. It's got good movement, real fluid. Okay, let's match him up against another ITZ base that I tweaked. I need to reassemble. I need to disassemble this base also and do some other tweaks to it. Let's match them up and see how well they go. This base is clearly the more resistant base, so we're going to put this guy off to the side for right now. I got one of my 8.0 Graham blocking sleds here. Let's see how well our figure matches up against this sled. Not bad at all. This base, it lost a couple of yards against this sled, but it held its ground. So I know in game time, when it matches up against a lineman, another electric football figure, I know this guy can hold his ground. Now, if I make another base that outperforms this one, this base still can make my team. I can move it to maybe a tight end or maybe a defensive end. That's the beauty of this ITZ base. It gives you not only vertical movement, it also gives you lateral movement as well as diagonal movement. So there's still much more to do. I got more bases to tweak, but I just wanted to give you guys this video to show you how to work with this ITZ base. I'm Mo. Thanks for watching.